legend here, baby.
He calls himself the Great One.
I get those.
How does an investment manager stand the test of time? By taking a long view through all market cycles and keeping a close eye on risk. It's made Franklin Templeton a leader in equity investing for over 60 years. Gain from our perspective.
What's your vet IQ? Do you know why vets recommend Minties? Because Minties helps clean teeth, freshen breath, and control plaque and tartar for a fraction of the cost of Greenies. Now that's a good trick. High quality without the high cost. That's vet IQ smart.
That's it. Good job. You got him next time, buddy. Eye on the ball. Good try, son. Hey. Is that your son?
Yeah.
Mine's the goalie.
That's a dryer.
Natural gas dryer. Go! Walk it off. Just walk it off, son.
Families everywhere are feeling the love for their natural gas dryers. Find out why at naturalgaslove.com.
Price, refund the shipping, and even pay the return postage. Try NoNo risk-free today.
Every Sunday night, we're showing 3 regular guys what it takes to survive.
Fat Guys in the Woods, premiering Sunday, August 10th on the Weather Channel.
Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Heavy rain, flooding, landslides, and winds gusting up to 130 miles an hour, all as Typhoon Ramasoon makes a second landfall in China. Here's just some of the damage that it's leaving behind, from downed trees to damaged buildings. It is the worst storm to hit that country in 41 years, and now it's taking aim on Vietnam. In addition to Typhoon Ramasoon, there are other tropical entities out there that we're watching very closely. Hurricane and, quite frankly, our typhoon specialist, Michael Lowry, has the latest at the expert desk for us, tracking it all.
Hey, Kate, I want to take you back first to yesterday when Ramasoon was a near Category 5 equivalent typhoon. This is what the picture looked like from NASA. We get a few of these images today, and I got to tell you what, these are just really spectacular to look at. You can see almost a perfectly formed typhoon, that ring of strong storms right around that cloud-free center. And anytime you see a buzz-shaped look to the outer edge of the storm, the circular appearance, you know you're dealing with one of the stronger storms that we can possibly see in terms of tropical systems go. The good news right now is it's raining itself out over parts of China, so it is weakening, but not unfortunately before causing at least 8 lives lost in southern China and northern Vietnam. This did make 3 landfalls, one on Hainan Island, one here over the Lesu Peninsula, and finally moving inland earlier this morning. But the good news, as I mentioned, is that the circulation being disrupted by the very high terrain. As you mentioned, though, another typhoon forming just to the east of the Philippines. I'm going to have more on this coming up. And Keith and Kate, if I get another typhoon before the end of the month, I'm changing my specialist name to typhoon specialist.
Yeah, we're going to put it in there. It's going to be a long lower third, but we can deal with it. Thank you, Mike. Well, Josh Morgerman, I should say, is a videographer who chases these powerful systems throughout the Pacific Ocean. He recently covered Typhoon Naguri in Japan. Morgerman talked to us on Weather Center Live earlier today and discussed how chasing typhoons compares to hurricanes in the Atlantic.
Well, it's a whole different ballpark. Basically, the one thing I'll say about the Western Pacific and the typhoon region is that there are a lot more storms and they're often a lot stronger. However, they're also harder to chase because most of the terrain there, it's just a lot of widely spaced islands from the Philippines to Taiwan up to Japan.
Now, we know it's only July, but what are your thoughts about the Atlantic hurricane and Pacific typhoon season so far?
Well, wow, just really off to a bang. Usually as a storm chaser, July is when you're kind of nursing your cup of coffee, just sort of dusting off your equipment, getting ready for the season to start. And, there's been no warm-up this year, with Arthur in North Carolina and then this string of typhoons in the Pacific. It's just starting with a bang. It looks like it's just going to be a big season all the way through.
Now, focusing on Ramasoon, this is the latest one here impacting parts of the Western Pacific. Tell us about the limits of tropical cyclone forecasting.
Well, the interesting thing about this one was that, it shows the limits of intensity forecasting. The track forecasts were very good. The computer models really had a handle on where this thing was going days out and where it came ashore in Hainan and Guangdong. Where they missed was the intensity. The models did not have a good handle on the intensity, and especially with the China landfall, no one saw that coming.
There's some rapid re-strengthening there, and we see the same thing sometimes in the Atlantic Basin too. What can America's coastal residents learn from how they handle Typhoon Ramasoon in the Philippines and in China?
There's a very relevant lesson here, and that's we've got to watch every single storm very closely that comes toward the American coastline. Ramasoon, as it approached the Philippines for days, was just sheer garbage. It didn't look like it was going to develop. And then in the final 24 hours, the convection wrapped around the center, that inner core developed, and boom, it came ashore as a very intense typhoon, not only the Philippines, but then in China. And that was just not anticipated.
Well, storm chasers are no joke. It's dangerous business, and some people just say that it shouldn't be allowed at all.
Yeah, it's a controversial topic in the weather community, and that's why our new show, Weather Geeks, is headed right into the eye of the storm to talk about it.
I would just remind, tornadoes do kill.
And they do.
They're not a game, and so when I see some of these videos of people out there jumping up and down and using profanity and all of these things, boy, it really sometimes does bother me, but I think we've got to find that balance.
Dr. Marshall Shepard and Dr. Chuck Doswell discuss storm chasing. It doesn't get any smarter or geekier than that, folks. Weather Geeks premieres tomorrow at noon. We hope that you join us right here on the Weather Channel.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting show, and it's gotten a lot of attention already.
A lot of attention. It was on Jimmy Fallon, and what was it? What was the other one?
Fallon talked about it. We've seen a couple of already reviews for it, so favorable. Good stuff. Good to know there are other weather geeks like us out there. Yes, good news. All right, so that'll be tomorrow at noon. We're going to go next to Pilger, Nebraska, to talk about recovery efforts after those dangerous twin tornadoes.
Hammer that in. Okay. Nice. Wrench. What?
Affleck!
So this is who you brought to help us out.
Oh, yeah, he's the best.
He doesn't look like he's seen a tool in his life.
Oh, he doesn't know anything about tools. Affleck! But when I broke my arm, he lent a hand. He paid my claim in just 4 days.
4 days? Wow.
Find out how fast Aflac can pay you at Aflac.com.
Better.
Your eyes. Even at a distance of 10 miles, the length of 146 football fields, they can see the light of a single candle. Your eyes are amazing. Look after them with Centrum Silver, multivitamins to help support your eyes, heart, and brain. Centrum Silver for the most amazing parts of you. Now with a new, easy-to-swallow coating.
West didn't end where Columbus landed. Not on the banks of the Mississippi or even the coast of California. The new Ram 1500 EcoDiesel with 9,200 pounds of towing and 28 highway miles per gallon. West will never end. Guts, glory, Ram.
Let's try on a new coat, one that covers better, lasts longer, and protects us from the elements, inside and out. Let's go to the place with the best paint. Take it home for less. Then rock and roll. Let's do the one thing that changes everything. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Behr Ultra Interior with advanced stain blocking starts at $31.98 a gallon.
Pets make us better people.
They inspire us to open our hearts to an unexpected friend. At PetSmart, we're in it to create more moments like this every day. PetSmart, inspired by pets.
It figures. On your busiest day, you see the gray. Try Root Touch-Up by Nice and Easy. Just brush our permanent color matching cream right where you need it. Then rinse. In 10 minutes, zap those grays and get on with your day. Nice and Easy Root Touch-Up.
The great white's the second baddest thing in the ocean. You know what number one is? I am. I'm a legend here, baby.
He calls himself the Great One.
I get those fish. It's natural talent.
Even the Great One has his limits.
Catch Richie on Catching Hell, Sunday at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday night, we're showing 3 regular guys what it takes to survive.
Fat Guys in the Woods, premiering Sunday, August 10th on the Weather Channel.
Off the couch into the weather.
Hey, thanks for staying with us on Weather Center Live. I'm Keith Carson.
And I'm Kate Parker. Man, if you are heading to the beach this weekend, you could have some problems. I was pretty lucky.
Which way
I hit
to
it
the
up
beach?
on the nice days.
No, which way to the beach? I'm not. You don't have to leave. I was doing the muscle.
Well, I know. I'm sorry. Is it that way?
Yeah, it is.
You're
Hey, take a
showing
look
off
at
your
some of these
guns.
spots where it's not an awful day right now. We got overcast skies, some Myrtle Beach into Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. But tomorrow looking like your wetter beach day. But you know what, Kate? Doesn't look like anyone's really out there today. A few people in Myrtle Beach. Otherwise, pretty quiet.
I tell you what, that humidity, it is oppressive. It's a killer, and then you get the rain on top of it through much of the southeast. You're feeling it. Yeah, you're going to feel it this weekend. In fact, take a look at the forecast at some of these spots where it could be a bit of a beach bummer. Myrtle Beach, later today, you have the risk of thunderstorms. Kiowa Island, the very same, and Kill Devil Hills, you could see the same. And if you're along the Gulf Coast, you have some big problems there as well. Look at the rain hanging out offshore. If you're anywhere here out along the Outer Banks, that's where you're going to be seeing some trouble a little earlier in the day. But as we go later into the afternoon, that rain spreads and you see some of those showers and thunderstorms continue. Another soaked spot is going to be here along the Gulf Coast. We're talking about all the way from Dolphin Island, Alabama, stretching through PCB, Panama City Beach there. We're going to see some showers and thunderstorms today. So if you're heading out, first of all, it's already going to be really muggy. Even though the temperatures are staying fairly low, you have the risk of thunder in your forecast. And then taking a look up here in the Carolinas, you'll notice that we do get a little bit of rain going on overnight. So if you're along the coast, it's not going to be a complete soaker along the Carolinas just yet, but the Gulf Coast, man, you're just getting soaked. And we already had drenching rainfall there this year that caused some flooding concerns. So watch out for these scattered thunderstorms because they could cause some problems for you, not just tomorrow, but as you head into your Monday as well. So this weekend just isn't great for these scattered thunderstorms. Atlanta, one of those places that's seeing some extra rainfall, as well as Knoxville, even into Charlotte and Savannah. In fact, we could see 1 to 2 inches of additional rainfall through Monday morning. And then in spots where we get a lot of this heavier downpour action set up, that's where we get a lot more rain going, and we will very quickly could go over 2 inches like we did this morning in Atlanta. So here's a look at your forecast in Birmingham. Thunderstorms today, little more sun by Monday, Keith.
Thanks, Kate. Love when you talk station IDs like that. PCB.
PCB.
All right, that's some nerd stuff. I like it.
No, that's totally not nerd stuff. That's Spring Break 2000.
Oh, Spring Break. Oh,
something.
Okay. All right.
Stuff.
Well, we're going to show you Pittsburgh, but we don't probably have time for that now that I'm chatting it up. But it's going to be rainy in some spots. Pittsburgh is one of them. Some rain ongoing right now. Here it is. 63 degrees, cloudy. Some light rain was reported last hour, kind of shifting off to the north. But that's not the end of it. We'll have more where that came from through the day today. It's on the outer edge of this ridge of high pressure. So you'll notice, if you look out towards Elmira, Syracuse. It's dry there. That's the edge of this ridge right here, and the dry air kind of eating up some of these showers as they move eastward. But to the west, the rain obviously hitting the ground. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, all going to see some wet weather today. Down to the south, Greenville, Charlotte, Bristol, all in the chance of some showers. Not too many thunderstorms. An embedded rumble of thunder can't be ruled out, but for the most part, we're just talking about some rain activity as the jet stream branches off to the south. And this is a very slow, not progressive setup here, with the moist flow slamming into the stalled out stationary front. So showers and storms firing along and to the south of it for the most part. And then another low has developed out over the Atlantic. Most of the rain from that will fall out over the open ocean, though, so it won't be a big deal there. So showers today, Pittsburgh to Cleveland, down into parts of West Virginia and into the western part of the Carolinas as well. Through tomorrow, not a lot of change here. You can almost see, again, kind of the cutout of the influence of that ridge of high pressure, where the dry air is going to eat these showers as it tries to move into central Pennsylvania and certainly eastern Pennsylvania. By Monday, it makes a little bit more progress eastward now into Norfolk, into Roanoke, Charleston, Pittsburgh, all seeing those showers continuing. Same influence, moisture slammed up against that stationary front down to the south. Kate?
All right, let's take a look at this video. This is a driver that's trying to plow through high water after a series of storms dumped up to 7 inches of rain in the charming capital of Austin, Texas. That was just yesterday. You can see that the runoff flooded streets rushing through creeks and ditches. If you're on the roads today, expect to cut through thick fog and some unforgiving humidity before the sunny skies finally peek through coming up on Sunday. So let's talk about the heat that's returning to the plains, because you had a little bit of a break. In fact, yesterday, I think a lot of folks were in Dallas saying, hey, we were just 100 degrees a couple days ago. Now we've really cooled down. In fact, we had record July cold in Little Rock. On Friday, we tied the coldest high temperature at 71 degrees. That was a record that was set back in 1880, which is incredible there. But the high pressure is returning, and we know that protective bubble of high pressure is going to keep those temperatures building, and it also is going to bring you some return of sunny skies, but it also means that you're going to be pretty hot. 87 in Dallas today, 90 in North Platte. Those temperatures continue to crank up through the week, though, Keith.
All right, thanks, Kate. Well, more than a month ago, twin tornadoes struck Pilger, Nebraska, ripping apart the town of 350 people. The powerful twister left one man without someone he now misses every day. Reporter Robert Lowe has his story.
Just 4 months since Cody Murphy, his 2 younger sisters Robin and Callie, and his mother Candy moved to Pilger, they encountered the storm that couldn't be stopped. Schools, homes, banks, and the post office all gone, all replaceable. But Murphy lost something to the June 16 tornadoes that can't be replaced: his sister.
Hardest part of each day is in the mornings waking up and realizing that nobody's here anymore.
Murphy was working in Wayne, Nebraska when his supervisor informed him that a tornado was heading straight for Pilger. He immediately called his mother to warn her. Minutes later, a second tornado touched down.
I called my mom again and told her, hey, you need to get up to your grandma's house so that y'all be safe.
But it was too late.
Waited a good 10-15 minutes and tried calling them back to see if they made it over there. I got no answers.
Murphy left work and headed to his family's mobile home.
Well, I couldn't get into Pilgrim. I was like out there on the dirt road, and I just got the call that they've been transferred to the hospital, so I turned around and went.
4 hours after Murphy arrived at a Norfolk hospital, he was finally able to locate his family.
They showed me where Robin was, told me that my mother had been transferred to Omaha.
Robin suffered minor injuries, and Murphy's mother was in a coma. In shock, Murphy took to the grim task of identifying his little sister.
It's just devastating. I really can't put it into words. Sweet, loving, funny. I mean, she's always the one to brighten up somebody's day. Well, there was this one time, I can't remember what I was upset about, but she walked up to me and said, Bubba, why are you so mad? You should be happy. You got me.
Now living in Wayne, Nebraska, Murphy says he occasionally heads back to Pilger. He says sometimes it's out of habit, and other times he wants to remember what he used to have.
I still see the trailer sometimes just sitting here.
Pilger community members have vowed to rebuild, but Murphy has no plans to return.
I couldn't live here again. It'd just bring up too many memories that I don't want to bring up.
All right, well, this weekend, as Pilger recovers, there is some reason to celebrate. The town is holding its annual Pilger Days Festival. We sent Butler, the Weather Channel therapy dog, there, as well as our producer, Michelle Birnbaum, sorry. And here's one of the stories that she's seeing.
Met another wonderful lady, Donna, who her neighbors came by. And the only thing left of her home was a rose bush, And her neighbors dug that rose bush up for her so that she can take it to her new home. And what was really nice is one of the neighbors, as they're digging up this rose bush, says, "This rose bush is symbolic of Pilgers. Their roots run very deep."
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The wonder of summer is that I never know what kind of adventure awaits. The days are longer and the breeze feels a little sweeter. And thanks to Volvo, I'll pay nothing for repairs or maintenance for 5 years. Nothing. They even cover my first month's payment. So I'll be happy wherever the summer takes me. The Wonder of Summer event. The 2015 Volvo S60 sedan with complimentary first month's payment, starting at $319 a month.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down?
People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through.
Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's 2 guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's 2 dudes on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Breaking news from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Seeing 2 men that have climbed the Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Phil, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose.
All right, let's go.
Talk to a State Farm agent about car loans that can save you hundreds. That's borrowing better.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
When the pressure's on, only Secret offers clinical strength Invisible Solid and Clear Gel with 100% odor protection. Secret Clinical Strength. Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
Don't wait for awesome. Totino's Pizza Rolls get you there in just 60 seconds.
Introducing Nexium 24 Hour. Finally, the purple pill. The #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand. Comes without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
All the goodness of milk, all the deliciousness of Hershey's syrup. Squeeze, stir, share.
I'm a loving husband and a real good dad, but weeds just make me rattlesnake mad. Well, Roundup has a sharp shooting wand. I'm sending them weeds to the great beyond. Roundup. No need to pump, just point and shoot. Hit them in the leaves and it kills to the root. Ground fences, trees, even mulched beds, because the only good weed is a weed that's dead. Roundup. Roundup. With a one-touch wand.
Hey, I noticed your car's not in the driveway.
Yeah, it's in the shop. It's
It's gonna cost me an arm and a leg.
That's hilarious.
Sorry.
Should have taken it to Midas. Get some of that Midas touch. They'll tell you what stuff needs fixing and what stuff can wait.
All right. Next time, going to Midas.
High five. Did not see that coming.
It's time to take a closer look at your tires. Get up to $160 back by mail on a set of 4 Goodyear, Cooper, and other select brands. Tires, brakes, oil, everything.
Don't just visit Miami. Visit TripAdvisor Miami. With millions of reviews, TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
The pavement's been 202 degrees, so if you wear the wrong shoes, the gel in certain shoes will explode and will literally melt on the pavement.
Ooh, the dirtier your car and the browner your lawn, the better. Why California residents are turning one in after another on water use next. But in Death Valley, California, runners are preparing for the so-called world's toughest foot race, where temperatures are flirting with 110 degrees. It's so hot that Monday's Badwater Ultra Marathon is rerouted outside Death Valley National Park for the very first time in the race's 28-year history. It's a grueling 135-mile race. Get this, 135-mile race. That's armed with more mountains and less desert this time around. And here's why. Look at this forecast. 108 degrees and sunny. That's what it's looking like for Monday during this ultra marathon. And in Lone Pine, California, 87 degrees and sunny. So a little more favorable there for the heat and the humidity. So Keith, 135 miles in Atlanta. I complain about 1 mile in the heat and humidity there. And it's definitely not in the 100-degree range.
Why would you ever do that to yourself? Like, what is the
135 miles?
Just like any of that in the heat.
I don't understand how your knees can survive that.
No.
Right?
No. It's a dry heat, right?
Yeah, it's a dry heat, so 110 easy.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters. All right, let's talk about the heat into next week, and it's going to play in here. Temperatures warming up across the southwest. Not unusual for this time of the year, but it will be above average as an upper-level high-pressure system builds in from Mexico. And as that happens, jet stream digs off to the north, and prolonged stretches of 90s and 100s in the desert from Phoenix to Albuquerque, Salt Lake City into Denver as well. And it is southwest monsoon season there, so some of these showers and storms will try to pop up in the afternoon. Here are your high temperatures though: 108 in Phoenix on Monday, 104 in Vegas, 94 in Salt Lake City. And as we head into Tuesday, 96 still in Denver. This is on Monday. 97 in Albuquerque. Tuesday here, temperatures 97 in Denver, 106 in Vegas, 111 in Phoenix. So that is above average. And then on Wednesday, 114 Phoenix, 109 in Vegas, baby. So it is warm. Phoenix, your average high 106. And how about 114 for Wednesday and Thursday? So even for them, it's hot. Kate?
Well, Keith, in California, it's neighbor versus neighbor, and residents are outing one another for use of water during the drought. Our Dave Malkoff has more on the movement referred to as drought shaming.
Nearly all of California is in an extreme drought, but there are many places. This park in San Francisco, these sprinklers in West LA, and not far away, this man-made geyser in the Hollywood Hills, where it sure doesn't look like drought country.
Sad, very sad. We're in a water shortage, and I think we all need to be aware.
What's going on here is called drought shaming. This woman shamed her landlord in a little town halfway between LA and San Francisco.
Every day. We hear sprinklers go off every night.
She didn't want to show her face on camera because she thinks the landlord might raise her rent. Still, she figures, why should the apartment complex spill so much water outside when she's doing all she can inside?
I don't flush at night. We have low-flow shower heads. Obviously, I don't leave it on when I brush my teeth. I'm really aware.
California's capital city actually asked its citizens to tattle on their water-wasting neighbors. And they have about 10,000 complaints since the beginning of the year. But they have never actually asked people to do it publicly, not all over Twitter like this guy washing his car in California's Silicon Valley. California cities know directly asking for public shaming could be shaky legal ground for them.
We're not really encouraging people to tell on their neighbors.
Just be aware, if your sprinklers are set on blast and you're in California, your neighbor with those 100 followers on Twitter may want to put you on blast.
Typically, it's the people are unaware, and so once they are made aware that there is a problem, the problem is usually corrected.
Dave Malkoff, The Weather Channel.
Those 100 followers that you have, Keith.
I don't know. Sometimes
there are
preteens with more followers than me, and they're not even famous.
I know. What's with these preteens? Why do I have that?
They take better selfies than I do.
We need to work on our selfie skills.
Selfie game. All right, Typhoon Ramazan, I said it right that time, I think, taking aim on Vietnam this weekend.
That's after packing a punch in China. Heavy rains, damaging winds, and landslides are coming with it, where Ramazan is heading next, plus where a new tropical storm is bringing moisture.
And if you were Jim Cantore, where would you spend the weekend? Well, we'll hear from the storm tracker himself coming up.
And we're going to leave you with a live look in Miami, Florida. It's beautiful out there. Look at that. Watch out for those afternoon thunderstorms, but until then, enjoy.
This is Lady. She's a unicorn and a Pegasus. And why is she strapped to the roof of my RAV4? Well, if you have kids, then you know why. Now the real question, where's this going in the house? The RAV4. Toyota. Let's go places.
Sonic has like every slush flavor someone could ever want.
That's right. This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
What?
Get colorful with new Sonic slushes, now available with Nerds Candy. This is how you Sonic.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
Show make fire,
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Premiering August 10th on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready?
Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving, which for you shouldn't be a problem. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
I'm MARY, and I have COPD.
I'm JEFF, and I have COPD.
I'm LISA, and I have COPD. But I don't want my breathing problems to get in the way of hosting my book club. That's why I asked my doctor about BREO.
Once daily, Brio Ellipta helps increase airflow from the lungs for a full 24 hours. And Brio helps reduce symptom flare-ups that last several days and require oral steroids, antibiotics, or hospital stay. Brio is not for asthma. Brio contains a type of medicine that increases risk of death in people with asthma. It is not known if this risk is increased in COPD. Brio won't replace rescue inhalers for sudden COPD symptoms and should not be used more than once a day. Brio may increase your risk of pneumonia, thrush, osteoporosis, and some eye problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking Brio.
Ask your doctor about BREO for COPD.
First prescription free at mybrio.com.
In this bag is 150 years of Swedish experience in perfecting the rich, never bitter taste of Gevalia. We do it all for this very experience.
That's good.
I know, right? Gevalia.
This time of year, you just need some fertilizer with weed control and a spreader to distribute it evenly. It's not rocket horticulture.
Oh, thank you. It's not rocket grilling either, right, guys?
Getting help at ACE is like going to your neighbor. To fight wasps this summer, just visit your neighborhood ACE. Right now, get 25%.
Did you know a 10-second test could help your business avoid hours of delay caused by slow internet from the phone company? That's enough time to record a memo.
Idea for sales giveaway.
Return a call. Sign a contract. Pick a tie. Take a break with Mr. Duck. Practice up for the business trip. Fly to Florida. Win an award. Close a deal. Hire an intern. And still have time to spare.
Check your speed. See how fast your internet can be. Switch now and add voice and TV for $34.90. Comcast Business. Built for business.
With so many schools, there's just no time to visit them all and make up your mind. Schools on demand, schools on demand. All you got to do is lift up your hand and go to Schools on Demand. Schools on Demand. Schools come to you on Schools on Demand.
Save children's lives. Nothing could be more heroic than that.
Please, call the number on your screen right now.
Every Sunday night, we're showing 3 regular guys what it takes to survive.
Fat Guys in the Woods, premiering Sunday, August 10th on the Weather Channel.
Off the couch into the weather.
Take a look at this beautiful time-lapse video. The storm's moving over Biscayne Bay, Florida. This is from last night, looking from Miami Beach, and you can see a very dynamic sky there with storms passing on through, but all in all, it's quiet in the Atlantic waters. By the way, this is courtesy of Brian Norcross. Spend some time in Miami for sure. In the Pacific, though, a different story as we track a devastating typhoon and a new tropical storm. Hurricane Specialist Michael Lowry is at the expert desk with more. And Michael, very busy in that part of the country, but pretty quiet over here.
Yeah, really, it's been a quiet, really few weeks in the Atlantic. We're going to talk, though, about what's happening because really July tends to be the calm before all of the storms in August and September across the Atlantic. But we have to start in the Western Pacific where we had a very strong typhoon. Typhoon is just a hurricane in this part of the world that made landfall in China yesterday at near Category 5 strength. This is what it looks like right now. The remnant circulation just spinning out and raining itself out over southern China and northern Vietnam. We're going to have to deal with the rainfall and the potential for flash flooding and mudslides at least through the weekend here. Unfortunately, though, right on its heels is another typhoon. This one just forming, about 300 miles to the east of the Philippines. This is Typhoon Matmo. The latest information just in the last few hours from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Estimated winds about 75 miles per hour, so a borderline typhoon moving toward the north-northwest at 7 miles per hour. This is the forecast. A bit of good news for the Philippines that you have been seeing all of this activity last week. This one's going to stay to your east for the most part, at least the core of it. But unfortunately, Taiwan right in the crosshairs as this moves toward the southeast coast of China by the middle to latter part of the week, potentially as a much stronger storm. A Category 3 equivalent is what the official forecast calls for. So we'll continue to watch this one as we go through the work week ahead. Now let's take you through the Atlantic because there hasn't been a whole lot since Hurricane Arthur a few weeks ago. Few little disturbances that we're watching. But over down here in the eastern Atlantic, because once you get to the latter part of July, that's when you start looking off the coast of Africa for these disturbances, these large clustering of storms that roll off of the continent and can sometimes be the seedlings for tropical storms and hurricanes. But look at the clouds here. This is our visible satellite picture. I'm going to zoom down just to the southwest of the Cape Verde Islands. Just a little bit of spin here. This is associated with the monsoon trough, this imaginary line where you have winds that are coming together in opposite directions on either side, creating a natural area of spin. Some of the models do want to try to do something with this down here as it moves toward the west-northwest. Although a lot of dry air up here to the north, that should inhibit or limit the development potential. We'll keep an eye on this. Now back to the most stylish meteorologist I know, Keith Carson.
I feel loved because of that.
Yeah, ditto.
Hey, well, it's nice in parts of the Northeast today. That's probably the best place to be this weekend. But we have some other picks from our Weather Channel colleagues and see where they would go this weekend.
Oh, where I would be this weekend, Burlington, Vermont.
Great city, great state. It's the home state. As a matter of fact, I would probably fly into Manchester first so I could drive up Interstate 89 and stop right off at Cantori's Pizza in West Lebanon, New Hampshire for the perfect pie, and then keep on going all the way north to Burlington. Temperatures in the 80s, sunshine, a few puffy clouds over the mountains. After eating all that pizza, a nice hike up Mount Mansfield. That's where I'd be this weekend.
That sounds beautiful.
What a homer. He's from
gorgeous.
Vermont. And I didn't realize his brother had a pizza place up there.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he says that he always goes and chows on the pizza.
Quick fact, Cantori taught a class that I was in when we went to Linden State. Yeah, I was a student. He didn't like my style back then.
Cantori was on the lawn of Mizzou's campus on the quad whenever I was walking across the stage inside. He was covering tornadoes outside. And I was graduating with my atmospheric science
Not
degree.
to date him, by the way. Hey, it's a rainy start to the weekend for the south, and parts of the north are getting soaked with some of that as well. But it's not all loss, not all hope. You'll be able to salvage some of those outdoor plans.
Yeah, plus plumes of smoke mark areas under siege by raging wildfires. The battle to stop hundreds of homes threatened by the blaze next.
And it's like in New York City where they've seen a really nice day up and down the 95 corridor looking, hey, it's busy in Times Square.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, what? It's
Shocking,
busy?
is it?
On a
We'll be
weekend
right
in the
back.
summer in Times Square? It's hot there, too.
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Washout, it's anything but settled in the south. Days of scattered rain in the forecast will help you plan around the pop-up storms and talk about flooding fears.
Meanwhile, it's dry conditions that are fueling fires in the west. Thousands of acres rapidly burning right now, several homes destroyed, and now more heat is on the way. The brutal conditions crews will face.
Plus, back-to-back typhoons in the western Pacific. China getting Ramasan's final blows right now. And Japan, of course, hit hard by Naguri last week. Now a new typhoon is targeting one of those spots. Weather Center Live continues right now. Thanks for joining us in Weather Center Live. I'm Keith Carson.
And I'm Kate Parker, and we have been an hour into this now. We celebrated and brought Jen Carfagno a cake.
We did.
Why haven't we seen the cake?
Oh, it's gone.
No one has brought. You think it's gone?
Have you seen how junk food? If you put like an
we're trapped
apple.
here in Studio 9C, and we don't get any.
Remember the day they gave us apples? Those were out there for like 3 or 4 days. Nobody ate them. You put cake in here, and you're like, does this guy work here? How did they even get in here?
It's like you can smell it. Like Justin, one of our weather producers, made cookies today, and it was like I was like ravenous. I like ran into Studio 9C. Like they'll be gone if I don't come soon.
Where's that coming from? Hey, let's talk about some weather. That's what we're here for, I guess, right? We'll talk about days of rain. New Orleans right now seeing some light rain ongoing. But on the other side of your screen there, on the right-hand side of the screen, is the last thing they need more rain along the coast. This is flooding that happened yesterday. And you can see roads and parks completely underwater. More than 4 inches of rain fell there. And across the Gulf Coast states in general, it takes a lot of rain to flood. And that's exactly what they've been getting. For more on that, let's go to Kate.
Yeah, a lot of rain there. Let's take a look at what's going on in the southeast because we're continuing with these downpours. Look at this, man. New Orleans, you've got a little bit of rain, but Grand Isle, you are just getting soaked right now. Biloxi, you've got plenty of rain as well, moving all the way through Dauphin Island, Mobile, and over into Pensacola. A lot of rain along the Gulf Coast today, man. If you are in Destin this morning, you're saying, waking up and saying, oh, a nice weekend vacation. Wrong. A lot of rain in the forecast, and yesterday was cloudy, muggy, rainy too. Got a lot of rain moving through Georgia as well right now. We had some very heavy downpours, in fact, record rainfall this morning in Atlanta. You'll notice, taking a look at Macon, some rumbles of thunder for your Saturday afternoon. This continues to march on off toward the east. We've got some heavy downpours along I-75 as well, so that's going to be a concern for you in spots. Take a look at the timing for these thunderstorms, because we are going to watch them march on off to the east. But the thing is that we get them and then we just get them reforming out west and then moving through some of the same areas. So flooding will continue to be a concern. The cloud cover will keep the temperatures down. So if there is a silver lining, it's that it's not going to be quite as hot as it could be, I suppose. Taking a look here along Florida's Panhandle, that's where we'll be wettest, but we will still get some showers along coastal Georgia as well as into South Carolina. Even portions of North Carolina going to see a little bit of that. So Atlanta, here's what we've got going on. Today you've got scattered thunderstorms in the forecast. Same goes for Knoxville heading into Monday. Charlotte, you also have those thunderstorms. We just have this area, this low pressure that's just sticking tight. It's not going anywhere. We could see 1 to 2 inches of additional rainfall. We already saw 2 1/4 in Atlanta just this morning, Keith.
Yeah, it was a wet day here in Atlanta. Let's talk about parts of the north where we're going to see a soggy weekend. And it's not the northeast, really. It's into the Ohio Valley, kind of in between, because the northeast will actually be nice and quiet through most of today. We're kind of on the fringe here, a place like Pittsburgh, technically the northeast, but some showers around there all the way down into western parts of the Carolinas. If we zoom in, Pittsburgh Grand Prix going on today. It's supposed to be about 200,000 people showing up there. Right now, it's not raining, but this is a very unsettled, unstable pattern, so more showers likely to develop, and it certainly will remain overcast. So Jetstream, the southern part of it, dug down here, northern part of it way up into Canada. So what happens is the Jetstream doesn't move. It's not very progressive. The systems don't move quickly. So a front is stalled out across the southeast, a low pressure out here over the ocean. That's going to drop most of its moisture out over the water, but the showers will continue along that stalled out front. So Pittsburgh, Cleveland, in through parts of West Virginia, and again, western Carolinas also in for some showers today. Not a whole lot of change tomorrow. Look at this. It's like a Pac-Man situation. This is the ridge of high pressure kind of eating those showers out on the eastern fringe of them, and that will continue here into Monday. Showers start moving into the Ohio Valley a little bit, but for the most part, they'll stay away from places like Jersey into the northeast. So Buffalo here, looking at some showers through the day today. Just one of those gloomy days. It's like this in Atlanta today. It's going to be like it in Buffalo today through tomorrow. Just showers, overcast, an indoor voices kind of day. Kate?
Not in Chicago, though, Keith. Chicago's very comfortable and sunny there. See how long you can enjoy that nice weather. Well, let's take a look at it and see what the changes are in store in Chicago. Take a look at the warming that we're going to be seeing. It's going to be quite a bit of it. So we're nice, right? How about this warmth that's just going to be surging up into the Midwest? This is going to really impact how you feel. In fact, take a look at this. The Twin Cities have only had one 90-degree day so far, but there's an excessive heat watch in effect for Monday as those temperatures get up into the mid-90s. Here's what happens. That Jetstream retreats, moves back up into Canada, and when that happens, it leaves room for all that warm air to just surge in out of the south, which means that you're not only going to have warm air, but you're going to have higher humidity as well, making it feel even hotter. 83 today in St. Louis, but watch what that temperature does going into tomorrow. 88 degrees, Chicago 84, Minneapolis 89 degrees, and by Monday, you're at 93 in St. Louis, 89 in Chicago, 94 in Minneapolis. So those temperatures are really cranking up as we get into the start of the week. Indianapolis, your average high temperature, 85 degrees. Starting on Monday, you're going to go above those average highs, and you're going to keep on chugging in that heat for a few days to come. Keith.
All right, thanks, Kate. Well, this is really cool. Original Mission video as aired in 1969. 45 years ago today, Neil Armstrong and his crewmates, Buzz Aldrin and Mike Collins, were well on their way to making one giant memory for mankind. This Sunday marks the anniversary of Armstrong's first step. After the leap, the astronauts collected about 47 pounds of samples, spending approximately 2 hours and 31 minutes. It's not approximate if you get to 1 minute.
2.5 hours?
It is. They didn't spend long on there. I didn't realize that.
Spend in a movie theater.
We're creative here at the Weather Channel, so check this out. How about a forecast for Moon, Virginia?
Oh.
Boom.
See what you did there.
Yeah, it's clever, isn't it? Sunday. Looks like a mixture of sun and clouds, 81 degrees. That's a cool name for a town.
Moon?
Where do you live?
Where are you from?
The moon.
The moon. From the moon.
That's how you got to leave it. It's like Prince.
Yeah.
You just
I'm from the moon.
Okay, do we have time for the story? We're going to make time for it. My wife all of a sudden started signing checks with just her first name. Took me like years to realize this. I'm like, what are you, Prince? You can't just put your first name. Oh, Paula. Yeah, okay. The bank will love that. All right.
I love Paula. She's so funny.
Yeah, she's better than me, that's for sure.
Yeah, you won.
All right. More seriously, burned out brick chimneys, torch cars, and hundreds of miles blackened. The latest efforts, communities try to fight a dozen wildfires across north central Washington.
Plus, we've had a wild week in weather around the globe. The top 5 videos that you just have to see, those are coming up next. Some of them are pretty crazy.
Momentum has a way of quietly exploding onto the scene. The new Ram 1500 Eco Diesel with 28 highway miles per gallon, 420 pound-feet of torque. Guts, glory, Ram.
Let's tackle all this with a splash of style. Let's go where they know what matters. Let's do modest budget, major makeover. Let's do we've got this, and a whole lot of look what we did. Then let's sit back and enjoy the view. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. For a limited time, shop our newest vanities starting at just $189.
Monday morning on America's Morning Headquarters, while solar energy slowly moves into the mainstream, one state is quickly becoming a solar powerhouse. And even if you live there, you probably can't guess which state it is. See who's leading this new charge Monday morning on AMHQ, following Wake Up With Al, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive? Oh my God! Premiering Sunday, August 10th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
My name is Karen, and I have diabetic nerve pain. It's progressive pain. First, that feeling of numbness, then hot pins, almost like lightning bolts, hot strikes into my feet. So my doctor prescribed Lyrica. The pain has been reduced, and I feel better than I did before.
It's known that diabetes damages nerves. Lyrica is FDA approved to treat diabetic nerve pain. Lyrica is not for everyone. It may cause serious allergic reactions or suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these. New or worsening depression or unusual changes in mood or behavior, or swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, changes in eyesight including blurry vision, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or skin sores from diabetes. Common side effects are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who have had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
Having less pain, that means everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Lyrica today. It's specific treatment for diabetic nerve pain.
Will new Twizzlers Mixed Berry Bites ever end their rivalry with new Jolly Rancher filled gummy bites? Not today. Bites, little greatness.
Check. Uh-huh.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
Well, hot, dry winds are fanning a raging wildfire in north central Washington state. It was sparked by lightning strikes last Monday. The Carlton Complex fire has torched more than 202,000 acres so far, northeast of Seattle, and over 100 homes have been destroyed. It's one of dozens of fires burning across Washington, which has been racked by hot, dry weather and some lightning as well. Sometimes you get lightning with dry thunderstorms. Here's what's going on out there right now. Not much. You can see the showers to the west. That's slightly deceiving. They typically don't make it downhill from there, so there'll be showers to the west for a little while. And here we go today. Again, showers mainly to the west, and that will continue over the next couple of days through tomorrow. Now you've got really no shower activity in the area. It's hot and dry. The heat down a little bit from last week, but if you look all the way through Wednesday, you're looking at less than an inch of rain, and they need more than that.
A lot more than that. And speaking of a lot more than that, Keith.
How are you going to transition into this?
A lot of rain in Colorado.
Oh, but
clearly,
right.
we're going
We're
into our
doing
top 5 videos.
You jump in the...
Yeah,
okay.
Top 5 videos. I'm going right into it, you know? We're going right to Colorado.
Hit us with number 5.
Hit us with your best shot of water.
Yeah, this is water rushing across the road in Colorado Springs. And Kate, you had brought up astutely that we had some really epic flooding about a year ago in Boulder. This is not of that level, but still strong.
Yeah, this is tremendous. And so it shows you the power. You never are on the road whenever that happens. We've got another example of that in New Mexico, where you can see around Albuquerque, we just had things absolutely filled up with water, and that's because of those monsoonal rains.
Yeah, and look how fast that water's going, too. That's why you'll need a couple inches to knock you off feet. And number 3, you've seen this on the interwebs, which makes it true. Yeah, believe it or not, this is from Siberia, and our colleague, Mark Elliott, was so intrigued that he had the Russian translated. Turns out the people on the beach were saying how shocked they were that to see hail because it was blue skies a few minutes before the storm.
It can hurt you. It can kill you.
Yeah, look how fast.
I mean, that's some serious stuff. Here's number 2, Typhoon Ramasoon slamming the Philippines. Storm chaser Jim Reynolds, he shot this video as the waves pounded this house. Look at it. You can see how obviously he's being a little bit shaken there as the power of them. I mean, it's tremendous. You can see the storm surge, a bit of an issue there as well.
Yeah, all right, but our number 1 brings us back to the United States. In Pilger, Nebraska, we've been talking about the big weekend event there, Pilger Days. Well, this video comes to us from a surveillance camera at a farmer's co-op there during the June tornadoes, and just amazing stuff. And we've seen a lot of stuff like this, either inside or outside surveillance on gas stations that have been catching tornadoes as of late. Amazing footage there, and luckily you're seeing some people walking around there, but the structure completely destroyed. All right, let's go now to Kate for a look at the next 7 days.
We're starting with today, Keith. What better day to start with, where we have a lot of rain going on in portions of the southeast, and some of that stretches up through the Tennessee, Kentucky region, all the way into West Virginia. Take a look at the Midwest, nice and quiet, all the way down into Dallas. But those temperatures are going to start creeping up. We're still keeping those monsoonal rains happening in New Mexico, into Arizona, portions of Colorado there along the Rockies. You're going to get some downpours as well, where we just saw some of that flooding, an example of that. As we go into Monday, the rain sticks in place. We don't have a lot of movement going on here with this stationary front. Heading into Monday, Tuesday, looks like it will still remain wet. It'll at least keep your temperatures down, so it won't be quite as warm as it could be. Taking a look at the Pacific Northwest, you have rain increasing on Tuesday. Unfortunately, it's not quite as much as what we would like to see in that area, but at least it's something, and it stays in the forecast heading into Wednesday. Heading into Wednesday and Thursday, though, on the East Coast, it's going to be a bit of a soaker. We're going to see scattered showers and a few thunderstorms possible all the way from Texas stretching up into Maine for Thursday. By Friday, it starts to move out, Keith.
All right, thanks, Kate. Well, we're closely monitoring Typhoon Ramasoon as it makes a second landfall in China. Get expert analysis as hurricane expert Michael Lowry tracks a powerful system slamming into Southeast Asia.
husband and a real good dad, but weeds just make me rattlesnake mad. Well, Roundup has a sharp-shooting wand. I'm sending them weeds to the great beyond. Roundup. Yeah. No need to pump, just point and shoot. Hit them in the leaves and it kills to the root. Round fences, trees, even mulched beds, because the only good weed is a weed that's dead. Roundup. Yeah. Roundup. Yeah. With a one-touch wand.
What makes Lay's Kitchen different from the rest? We pride ourselves on bold, authentic flavors with the finest ingredients. Our vegetables are farm-grown and prepared with the passion they deserve. Tangy peppers unite with the sweetness of tomatoes and onions to create our exquisite mesquite barbecue flavor. The satisfying crunch and rich flavors of Lay's kettle-cooked chips. One taste and you're in love.
Pets make us better people. They inspire us to open our hearts to an unexpected friend. At PetSmart, we're in it to create more moments like this every day. PetSmart, inspired by pets.
From restoring damage in just one room to an entire building, turn to the cleanup team that's here in your community and here to help at 1-800-SERVE-PRO, like it never even happened.
Monday morning on America's Morning Headquarters, while solar energy slowly moves into the mainstream, one state is quickly becoming a solar powerhouse. And even if you live there, you...
This Tuesday,
this is going to be the toughest season yet.
Face Off returns and survival becomes the ultimate challenge.
It's life and death.
With higher stakes.
I've never been more nervous in my entire life.
New judgment.
Please give a warm welcome to Lois Burwell.
And it all starts with a game-changing surprise.
None of you are actually on the show yet.
What?
Today will be your final audition.
Face Off premieres this Tuesday at 9, only on Sci-Fi. Imagine greater.
When my friends pulled the t-shirts out of the box, everyone was really excited. It was amazing. Thanks, Custom Ink.
Custom Ink t-shirts have this incredible power to bring people together. For families, cheerleaders, church groups, companies big and small. So for your next gathering or event, go to customink.com. Our design lab has tons of fonts and amazing artwork. You can even upload your own art or logo, and our inkers will help make it perfect. To get started, visit customink.com today. You'll even get free shipping.
Thanks, Custom Ink!
Price, refund the shipping, and even pay the return postage. Try NoNo risk-free today.
A Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell, Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Typhoon Ramasoon is causing chaos in southern China this weekend after making landfall for a second time in that country. Winds gusting to 130 miles an hour when it hit. We're talking about fallen trees. Power lines have blocked roads and roofs that are torn off a building. At least 8 deaths are reported in China alone. For more on Ramasoon, let's go ahead and bring in our hurricane specialist, Michael Lowry. Now, this storm, it really intensified very quickly, correct?
It did, like a few of the storms that we've seen in the Western Pacific this year. I want to show you, Kate, this amazing photograph that we got from NASA yesterday. I'm just blown away by these pictures that we get from their VIIR satellite, about 500 miles up, the amount of detail that the satellite can capture. This is what Ramasoon looked like yesterday morning when it was at its peak intensity, a near Category 5 equivalent hurricane. And when you get that buzzsaw appearance on the outer edge and that almost circular appearance right around the eye, you know you're dealing with about as intense of a storm as you can get. And this is what Ramasoon was when it was making landfall on the northeast coast of Hainan Island. The good news now, though, is it's moving inland and it's weakening over much higher terrain. So that's really disrupting its circulation. Nevertheless, though, bringing a lot of rainfall and the potential for some flash flooding and mudslides at least through this weekend. And right on its heels, just to the east of the Philippines, yet another typhoon. This is Typhoon Matmo. The latest information from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center has this as a 75-mile-per-hour typhoon. It will be moving up toward Taiwan as a much stronger storm by the middle part of the week. Keith.
All right, thanks, Michael. Well, Josh Morgerman is a videographer who chases these powerful systems throughout the Pacific Ocean. He recently covered Typhoon Naguri in Japan. Morgerman talked to us on Weather Center Live earlier today and discussed how chasing typhoons compares to chasing hurricanes in the Atlantic.
Well, it's a whole different ballpark. Basically, the one thing I'll say about the Western Pacific and the typhoon region is that there are a lot more storms and they're often a lot stronger. However, they're also harder to chase because most of the terrain there, it's just a lot of widely spaced islands from the Philippines to Taiwan up to Japan.
Now, we know it's only July, but what are your thoughts about the Atlantic hurricane and Pacific typhoon season so far?
Well, wow, just really off to a bang. You know, usually as a storm chaser, you know, July is when you're kind of nursing your cup of coffee, just sort of dusting off your equipment, getting ready for the season to start. And, you know, there's been no warm up this year, you know, with Arthur in North Carolina and then this string of typhoons in the Pacific. It's just starting with a bang. It looks like it's just going to be a big season all the way through.
Now, focusing on Ramasoon, this is the latest one here impacting parts of the Western Pacific. Tell us about the limits of tropical cyclone forecasting.
Well, the interesting thing about this one was that, you know, it shows the limits of intensity forecasting. The track forecasts were very good. The computer models really had a handle on where this thing was going days out and where it came ashore in Hainan and Guangdong. Where they missed was the intensity. There was just the models did not have a good handle on the intensity, and especially with the China landfall, no one saw that coming.
There's some rapid re-strengthening there, and we see the same thing sometimes in the Atlantic Basin too. What can America's coastal residents learn from how they handle Typhoon Ramasoon in the Philippines and in China?
There's a very relevant lesson here, and that's to really, we've got to watch every single storm very closely that comes toward the American coastline. You know, Ramasoon, as it approached the Philippines for days, was just sheer garbage. It didn't look like it was going to develop. And then in the final 24 hours, the convection wrapped around the center, that inner core developed, and boom, it came ashore as a very intense typhoon, not only the Philippines, but then in China. And that was just not anticipated.
Well, storm chasing is absolutely no joke. It's dangerous business, and some people say it shouldn't be allowed at all.
Yeah, it's a controversial topic in the weather community, and that's why our new show, Weather Geeks, is headed right into the eye of the storm to talk about it.
I would just remind, tornadoes do kill.
And they do.
They're not a game, and so when I see some of these videos of people out there jumping up and down and using profanity and all of these things, boy, it really sometimes does bother me, but I think we've got to find that balance.
Well, Dr. Marshall Shepard and Dr. Chuck Doswell discuss storm chasing. It doesn't get any smarter or geekier than that, folks. And this is on our brand new show. It's called Weather Geeks, and it is geared toward the true blue weather geeks. We want you to tune in tomorrow at noon. Join us. It's actually going to be, we're going to kind of sandwich it on either end tomorrow.
Right, either end of our show. It should be a good time, and I love that guy's hat. Chuck's wearing a guy's hat.
I know.
Hey, where millions in the Southeast are ready for a stormy weekend that is umbrella worthy.
And remember this surveillance video released this week inside one of the two devastating Kilgore tornadoes just ahead. Why one man says he'll never live there again, and today's efforts to revive the community in a celebratory way.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down?
People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through.
Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's two guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's two dudes on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Breaking news from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Seeing two men that have climbed the Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Phil, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose.
All right, let's go.
Talk to a State Farm agent about car loans that can save you hundreds. That's borrowing better.
At every Ford dealership, you'll find the works. It's a complete checkup of the services your vehicle needs. So prepare your car for any road trip by taking it to an expert Ford technician. Because no matter your destination, good maintenance helps you save at the pump.
Get our multi-point inspection with a synthetic blend oil change, tire rotation, brake inspection, and more for $29.95 or less.
Get a complete vehicle checkup only at your Ford dealer.
Want to know how hard it can be to breathe with COPD? It can feel like this. COPD includes chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Spiriva is a once-daily inhaled COPD maintenance treatment that helps open my airways for a full 24 hours. You know, Spiriva helps me breathe easier.
Spiriva HandiHaler tiotropium bromide inhalation powder does not replace rescue inhalers for sudden symptoms. Tell your doctor if you have kidney problems, glaucoma, trouble urinating, or an enlarged prostate. These may worsen with Spiriva. Discuss all medicines you take, even eye drops. Stop taking Spiriva and seek immediate medical help if your breathing suddenly worsens, your throat or tongue swells, you get hives, vision changes or eye pain, or problems passing urine. Other side effects include dry mouth and constipation.
Nothing can reverse COPD. Spiriva helps me breathe better.
Does breathing with COPD weigh you down? Don't wait to ask your doctor about Spiriva HandiHaler.
From residential to commercial, from large loss to emergency response. Whenever damage strikes, call on the cleanup team that's faster to any size disaster at 1-800-SERVPRO, like it never even happened.
Don't wait for awesome. Totino's Pizza Rolls get you there in just 60 seconds.
Dentures are very different to real teeth. They're about 10 times softer and may have surface pores where bacteria can multiply. Polident kills 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria and helps dissolve stains. That's why I recommend Polident.
Cleaner, fresher, brighter every day.
The great white's the second baddest thing in the ocean. You know what number one is? I am. I'm a legend here, baby.
He calls himself the Great One.
I get those fish. It's natural talent.
Even the Great One has his limits.
Catch Richie on Catching Hell, Sunday at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our
Weather Channel drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive? Oh my God! Premiering Sunday, August 10th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Hey, thanks for staying with us on Weather Center Live. I'm Keith Carson.
And I'm Kate Parker. We're talking about a day at the beach that is not so great in a few spots. Yeah.
Borderline.
We don't like to see this. I know that everybody's out and about with your kids on your summer vacay. You want to get them out into the water.
Right.
But not always when it looks like this.
Let's show you. We got cams on cams on cams here.
On cams on cams.
Yeah, exactly. We'll take you to Myrtle Beach. Is one of the spots there. A few people hanging out on the beach there. Not the case in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, because you can see it is rainy there. Raindrops on the lens, some pretty rough looking surf. And the people who are on the beach in Myrtle Beach are just kind of trying to make a point of it at this point. I think they wanted to be out on the beach one way or another, but a lot of clouds, a lot of showers. And Kate, the Southeast in general looking unsettled the next couple of days.
Yeah, the Southeast is just, I wish that it was nice for you. It's the weekend. I know you want to be out and about, but not only are we talking about rain, the humidity is incredibly high, so it's going to feel steamy as well. That's going to be some of our fuel to these thunderstorms this weekend. Myrtle Beach, you've got thunderstorms in the forecast later on today. Kiowa Island, you saw that it was already raining in a few spots like Kill Devil Hills, and that's what we're seeing today. Tomorrow, the risk of thunder in the forecast, a little more than rain. Here, take a look at these showers and thunderstorms right over the Outer Banks right now. There's that rain in Kill Devil Hills that we were just looking at on our tower cam there. We've got some rain through Charlotte as well. Taking a look a little bit farther west here, Myrtle Beach, you could see some rain soon. Taking a look a little bit farther to the south into Georgia, now we go. This is the rain that moved through Atlanta earlier this morning, bringing some pretty major downpours there. In fact, record-breaking rainfall. Vera very heavy overnight. It is traveling all the way into South Carolina. So if you're traveling today, if you're on the road along I-75, you're going to see standing water on roadways. It's going to be no bueno out there on the roads. They're going to have some travel problems. Let's talk about the timing of these thunderstorms through your Saturday afternoon, because they march along off toward the east. But look what happens. We get more of them forming off to the west. They just keep moving over the same areas, which is why flooding could potentially be a concern in spots. We've already seen some flooded roadways in a few spots, like in New Orleans. So we're going to watch for the shower activity to really hang out along the Gulf Coast, and then stretching up into the Carolinas, going through tomorrow and into Monday, and the next day it's staying wet, Keith.
All right, thanks, Kate. You know, it's not just the southeast. We're also seeing some rain in places like Pittsburgh. It's 65 degrees right now, light rain reported. You can see the roads looking a little bit wet there. Just not a great weekend. The heaviest rain will be down across the south, and across the north here, we're going to just see some showers on the outer edge of this ridge of high pressure. So soggy weekend and beyond, because it does stay that way through Monday as well. Right now, Pittsburgh, 63 degrees. You can see the showers lifting off to the north, but there are more where that came from, just scattered stuff popping up. Atmosphere is really unstable right now, so it's hard to track the rain and say, oh yeah, the rain's done, because more showers pop up kind of downstream, upstream, both sides. Right now, moving towards Buffalo into Erie, Cleveland, also seeing some showers on the west side of the city there as well. So there's a lot of moisture here down into the Carolinas, also seeing showers on the western parts of North and South Carolina. So jet stream dug down. We have another jet stream up in Canada. That's the faster moving one. This is slow. So a stationary front here with moist flow coming in, showers along into the south of the front for the most part. And you can see where that ridge of high pressure is protecting some of our big cities in through New York into Boston, but not the case Pittsburgh, into West Virginia, into the Ohio Valley. Showers continue to roll in here through tomorrow and again for the beginning of the work week on Monday. Kate?
Keith, you got a break from the heat in Texas, but it came at a high price. Take a look at this driver. Tries to plow through high water after a series of downpours dumped 7 inches of rain in Austin. Runoff flooded streets, rushing through creeks and ditches. And if you're on the roads today, expect to cut through not only the rain, the leftovers from the rain, actually, the humidity, but some thick fog. The humidity is just going to be oppressive in spots. But the good news is that we are expecting some return of sunshine on Sunday. But what comes with that? Well, the return of heat. So I hope you enjoyed the nice little break. Take a look at Oklahoma City. So Thursday's high temperature there, only 68 degrees. But by the time we get to Tuesday, we're going to be back up in the upper 90s, 96 degrees for your high there. There's that high pressure that we see during the summer in the southern plains. It's going to move back in, that protective bubble going to keep our jet stream hanging out to the north, but that means our temperatures are going to soar. Dallas, 86 degrees today. Dodge City, 90 degrees today. But what about tomorrow? Take a look at the heat as it spreads. 93. We're back into the 90s. Amarillo, 94. North Platte, 100 degrees. And we're going to stay flirting in that area through Monday, Keith.
All right, very warm there. Thank you, Kate. Well, more than a month ago, twin tornadoes struck Pilger, Nebraska, ripping apart the town of 350 people. The powerful twister left one man without someone he now misses every day. Reporter Robert Lowe has the story.
Just 4 months since Cody Murphy, his 2 younger sisters Robin and Callie, and his mother Candy moved to Pilger, they encountered the storm that couldn't be stopped. Schools, homes, banks, and the post office all gone, all replaceable. But Murphy lost something to the June 16 tornadoes that can't be replaced: his sister.
Hardest part of each day is in the mornings waking up and realizing that nobody's here anymore.
Murphy was working in Wayne, Nebraska when his supervisor informed him that a tornado was heading straight for Pilger. He immediately called his mother to warn her. Minutes later, a second tornado touched down.
I called my mom again and told her, hey, you need to get up to your grandma's house so that y'all be safe.
But it was too late.
Waited a good 10-15 minutes and tried calling them back to see if they made it over there. I got no answers.
Murphy left work and headed to his family's mobile home.
Well, I couldn't get into Pilger. I was like out there on the dirt road, and I just got the call that they've been transferred to the hospital, so I turned around and went.
4 hours after Murphy arrived at a Norfolk hospital, he was finally able to locate his family.
They showed me where Robin was, told me that my mother had been transferred to Omaha.
Robin suffered minor injuries and Murphy's mother was in a coma. In shock, Murphy took to the grim task of identifying his little sister.
It's just devastating. I don't I really can't put it into words. Sweet, loving, funny. I mean, she's always the one to brighten up somebody's day. Well, there was this one time, I can't remember what I was upset about, but she walked up to me and said, "Bubba, why are you so mad? You should be happy. You got me."
Now living in Wayne, Nebraska, Murphy says he occasionally heads back to Pilger. He says sometimes it's out of habit, and other times he wants to remember what he used to have.
I still see the trailer sometimes just sitting here.
Pilger community members have vowed to rebuild, but Murphy has no plans to return.
I couldn't live here again. It just brings up too many memories that I don't want to bring up.
Well, tough story there, kind of the reality of what happens with these tornadoes. You get caught sometimes in the visual of them, seeing two side by side, but that's what's actually happening on the ground. Well, in lighter news this weekend, as Pilger recovers, there's a reason to celebrate at least a little bit. The town is holding its annual Pilger Days Festival. We sent Butler, the Weather Channel therapy dog, there, as well as our producer Michelle Birnbaum, and here's one of the touching stories she's seeing.
We met another wonderful lady, Donna, who her neighbors came by, and the only thing left of her home was a rose bush, and her neighbors dug that rose bush up for her so that she can take it to her new home. And what was really nice is one of the neighbors, as they're digging up this rose bush, says, "This rose bush is symbolic of Pilger. Their roots run very deep."
Well, you can follow all of Butler Therapy Dog's movements on his Facebook page.
Yeah, that's very sweet. Love Butler. Well, the dirtier your car and the browner your lawn, the better. Why California residents are turning one and another in over water. That's coming up next.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All over the world know us, but they don't yet know we're a family. We're right where you need us. At the next job, next adventure, or at the next exit. Helping you explore super destinations and do everything under the sun. 12 brands, more hotels than anyone else in the world. So wherever you want to be, whatever you want to do, chances are we're already there. Save up to 25% and earn bonus points when you book at WyndhamRewards.com.
In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving, which for you shouldn't be a problem. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
She keeps you on your toes. You wouldn't have it any other way. But your erectile dysfunction? It could be a question of blood flow. Cialis Tadalafil for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any allergic reactions like rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about experiencing Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
If vitamins have you at the corner of smart choice and multiple choice, come to Walgreens for help finding the one that's right for you. Like Centrum. Select products now just $9.99 with card. At the corner of happy and healthy.
Your eyes, even 10 miles away, they can see the light of a single candle. Look after them with Centrum Silver, multivitamins for your eyes, heart, and brain. Now with a new, easy-to-swallow coating.
Let's tackle all this with a splash of style. Let's go where they know what matters. Let's do modest budget. Major makeover. Let's do we've got this. And a whole lot of look what we did. Then let's sit back and enjoy the view. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. For a limited time, shop our newest vanities starting at just $189.
Man, $1 hot dogs for National Hot Dog Day. Pretty amazing.
Peter, wouldn't it be great if you could live every day like it was National Hot Dog Day?
Sure.
Wait, don't answer yet.
Okay.
Actually, that's it. Go ahead and answer.
$1 chili cheese conies and all-American hot dogs all day on National Hot Dog Day. This is how you Sonic.
Check.
Aha.
No! Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
Here's to the man who truly is the best of us.
Who really has the key to the city? With best-in-class payload and best-in-class cargo capacity and an unsurpassed powertrain warranty, you run the town. The all-new Ram ProMaster. Guts, glory, Ram.
The pavement's been 202 degrees, so if you wear the wrong shoes, the gel in certain shoes will explode and will literally melt on the pavement.
Exploding shoes sounds pretty terrible. In Death Valley, California, runners are preparing for the so-called world's toughest foot race, where temperatures are flirting with 110 degrees. It's so hot that Monday's Badwater Ultra Marathon is being rerouted outside Death Valley National Park for the first time in the race's 28-year history. It's a grueling, get this, 135-mile race that's armed with more mountains and less desert this time around. And here's exactly why. So if they were running in the desert, if they were in Death Valley, 108 degrees with sunny skies is what you'd be facing. And not only that, you'd be running on that pavement that'd be absorbing all that heat. That's why your shoes are at risk of exploding. Taking a look at where they're running instead, Lone Pine, California, 87 degrees. You've got low humidity. Keith, I think it sounds a lot more bearable.
Why do this? If your shoes explode, you shouldn't be running.
Also, 135 miles, like your knees are going to explode. They may actually explode.
Yeah, I played soccer for 15 minutes out in Atlanta the other day and I was dying. So yeah, that wouldn't work out for me. Let's talk about the heat increasing here into next week across the Southwest. Look, it's a hot part of the country in general, obviously. But a ridge of high pressure building in here from Mexico. Temperatures get even warmer as that high, I should say the jet stream pushes to the north. So 90s and 100s widespread here across the desert Southwest. Vegas 104 on Monday, Denver 96. They've been all over the place. They're in the 70s, back to the 90s. You're going to stay in the 90s here through Tuesday at 97. 106 in Vegas, 111 in Phoenix, 97 in Salt Lake City. And on Wednesday, still hot, 114 in Phoenix, 109 in Vegas. So again, these are hot spots. We're aware of that. But even for them, it's warmer than average. Your average high 106. How about 114 on Wednesday and Thursday? Still a big drought going on across California particularly, but the South southwest and west in general, up 24% for your drought. Some showers out there. That's some good news. Across Southern California, we're into Arizona here. Here's Phoenix. This is southwest monsoon season. The key is they need to get a decent amount of moisture this month because a lot of spots in Arizona, this is the wettest month of the year. So this is kind of get it now where it's not going to happen. So some showers rotating towards Flagstaff, towards Vegas. Unlikely to get in there, though. Probably staying hot and dry. Kate?
Keith, 82% of California is in a drought, with Southern California right in the worst of it. And as state officials urge residents to cut down on their water usage, one couple found itself stuck being fined for saving water and being fined for using it. KMBC's Kate Larson has more.
2 days ago, Laura Whitney Cordy and Michael Cordy received this letter from Glendora Code Enforcement, a warning to get their Browning lawn up to snuff or else.
This, I assume, is the goal. And if we don't reach this within 60 days, we'll be fined or subject to criminal action by the city.
The letter came Tuesday, the same day California water regulators voted to approve fines of up to $500 a day for residents who waste water on lawns, landscaping, and car washing.
I felt so confused.
The Cordys say they have called the number on the letter twice, but have not heard back. So we went straight to City Hall looking for answers.
Do you feel badly about them getting this letter when they were just sort of trying to do their part?
I feel badly that there is a misunderstanding, which I believe is what the case is. Our water conservation officers are there to help them figure out how to still have a beautiful yard without using up too much water.
Caught between a rock and a hard place there. Well, coming up, we're going to go ahead and go in depth with a brand new warning system on storm surge. It's never been seen, and we have the expert that helped develop that right here on the Weather Channel team.
All right, we're going to do that, and storms disrupting many weekend plans, where our Weather Channel colleagues are saying are the areas to avoid or take in this weekend.